Over 3 years ago, 28-year-old Katie Summers was driving home from dinner after a night out with her boyfriend. That's when court documents say she hit motorcyclist Leonel Beretta on his moped while she was trying to make a left on Edison Street going eastbound on Clearwater Drive. Summers never went to check on Beretta and never called 911. According to probable cause court documents, during the collision, she stopped for a few minutes, then drove away from the scene. She made a U-turn and parked near there in the Albertsons parking lot. Summers did not identify herself to officers who arrived on scene, and Beretta died shortly after. She was originally sentenced with 1 count of vehicular homicide, driving under the influence, and disregard for safety of others. The prosecuting attorneys found it hard to prove that she was under the influence for the night of the crash, so they allowed her to plead guilty to
the hit and run as an injury, as well as the vehicular homicide with disregard for the safety of others.
Thursday, May 5th, 2022, Summers was in court again pleading guilty. The judge, Alex Ekstrom for Benton County Superior Court, brought up the fact that Summers didn't help Beretta or call the police that night.
So anyone who's involved in a collision with any kind of vehicle should always follow that rule.
If you're involved in a collision, the first thing you need to do is pull over, make sure that it's safe, and when you're done, call 911.
911, what's your emergency?
I've been in a collision. These tips are required in Washington state law.
It's always going to be worse if you leave the scene. So regardless, it's important that, we understand that people are scared. We understand that people maybe they're not licensed. Maybe they don't have insurance. Maybe they have other reasons that they don't want to stay at the scene. But leaving the scene is always going to make it 100 times worse.
Summers' lawyer asked for a parenting sentence alternative, but the deputy prosecuting attorneys felt that wasn't enough.
We thought that the high end of the standard range of the 27 months was appropriate for our recommendation.
Her disregard for others and feelings, families, knowing that you could just leave the scene with somebody who's deceased there, knowing that you were at fault in that collision, and then just to be able to move on and just pretend like it didn't happen, that's pretty serious issues there.
In Kennewick, I'm Sophia Lesios.